exiting activities officer Rohan.
Hello, my name is Matt Davis, and I'm joined here by Rohan Ashar.
Hello.
It's good to have you here. So I guess we'll get into it, shall we? So, on the Society's reward scheme, do you think that was a success?
I don't really measure it by success or failure because I know there's been some criticism of the Society reward scheme, and that's very fair. I got it from student leaders, feedback from student leaders in Society's committee and media committee at the end of last term. I've gone away, made some changes, which I'm going to announce tomorrow. So we've done a good review of it. And the thing with that, it's in its first year. This is a new scheme, so it was never going to go perfectly this year. There was always going to be room for development, but I've seen some really positive signs. We've got over 20 groups engaging heavily with it. We've now got groups hitting the bronze tier. And this is the kind of thing where it's a pilot year, and next academic year, hopefully we can take it further, make progress, make it bigger. And it has loads of room for development over the next few years. So we're really starting something and setting it up for the future. So it's been a mixed bag, and that's okay, I think.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I know there have been issues with, first of all, kind of lack of knowledge of how to get things and what it means to get each of the tiers. But yeah, thank you for that explanation.
That second thing is something we're properly sorting out now.
Excellent. Well, that's great to hear. And on Activities Thursdays, why do you think people stopped turning up? I know people were at the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Activities Thursdays is potentially one of those things that I thought there was demand for, and there isn't anymore. A lot of conversations I had around this time last year during campaigning and after was people were looking for more alcohol optional spaces or inclusive events on campus that weren't centered around drinking. So I tried to create something along those lines. There was a bit of trial and error with it, and I think it just came at a really busy time, so we weren't able to launch it properly, and there were probably a few learning things from that. And it's been a mixed bag. Actually, attendance this term has been quite good. I've stepped away from it a bit in terms of I won't be as actively involved, but the perks like the cashbacks, the space that's open on a Thursday for people to use, and people are still organising socials there, but maybe there's just not as much demand as initially thought, and people use other spaces and have other events. And again, that's okay, and I think it's something to learn from, but D-Bar's there for people to use.
All right, cool. So what's the achievement that you're most proud of?
I think definitely activities access grants. Those in the summer when I came into the role, that was one of the first things I identified that I wanted to help take further. Myself, Frankie, and staff really had quite a few meetings during the summer looking at how we can build it, expand the criteria, expand the funding, and the scope of it. And we did all of that, announced it, and it's really, people have taken it up a lot. Students have benefited from it so much. We had to secure extra funding during last term. We'll be looking to secure more funding very soon as well. And the stats are crazy. It's like well over 1,000 memberships, hundreds of students, and especially in a cost of living crisis, it was important that we got the messaging around it correct as well, so people understood it. And I think that's what's happened, so I'm proud of that.
Excellent. So do you have any advice for the person who's going to be coming in next year and doing your job?
Yeah, I did an interview with Vision for the latest print edition, and my biggest bit of advice is bring your personality to it. The SAB roles, people are only a SAB for 1-2 years maximum, and they're designed to be dynamic. They're designed on a system of sustainable change where we get different viewpoints and we get people developing things in their own ways and bringing their experiences, their fresh perspectives to the union. So bring your personality, bring your experiences to it. You're supposed to have opinions. You're supposed to use what's happened through your knowledge of student activities and
Okay.
other things to it.
Thank you very much. Well, we're out of time, and I believe after this we're heading off to the green room. Thank you very much for joining me, Rohan.
Thank you.
We got rid of Joe.
Thankfully.